A very good afternoon to you. This is Saturday. My name is Olive Burrows and you're watching NTV at 1. And we begin live with Zacchaeus Mwasame, who is following the proceedings at the Bukhungu Stadium. At the Bukhungu Stadium, we have the Golden Jubilee celebrations in honor of Bishop Emeritus for Kakamega, that is Philip. And we are now going to listen in to what is transpiring there.
Well, Olive, we are at the Bukhungu Stadium here in Kakamega. We are following this proceeding that we mentioned, the Golden Jubilee of 50 years to the service of Catholic Church by Bishop Emeritus Philip Sulumeti. Remember, the bishop retired officially in 2014. And now what is happening is that the service has just ended, and we have started to listen to the speeches from the people that he mentored, some of the bishops that Bishop Sulumeti actually brought into service and mentored them. The person who has just left the stage is Bishop Kadima, who is currently practicing in Bungoma. But this particular exercise will not end without seeing the biggies in the country's politics attending. I'm now talking about the attendance of the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, who is here as the chief guest. With him is also the Azimio la Umoja wa Kenya running mate Karua, that is also attending, among other leaders, talking of the Kakamega Governor, Fernandez Baraza, the Kakamega Center, Bon Halwale, and many other leaders that are just here, of course, with the contingent of leaders, MPs from this particular area are here. Most of them are Catholic followers and Catholic Christians, and therefore they have come here, one, to attend that Mass, and also to be in the company to witness this very special day for Bishop Emeritus Philip Sulumeti, who retired in the year 2014. Among other issues, Olive, is that we are also keen now to listen from them. And remember, Bishop Sulumeti has been used to be a no-nonsense man. He is known to allow politics in the church, and we are not very sure if this contingent of politicians will be allowed to give their sentiments later in this exercise. We are also keen, and maybe if they get that chance, and we are also keen to listen from the Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi. Yesterday you saw the exercise that was presided over by Deputy President in matters to do with the KRA directives, the new ones. He might get a chance to make this clear to the residents, because from the congregation we have had people talking in the murmurs about the issues to do with the new tax directives that were given by the government yesterday. And if Musalia Mudavadi would get a chance, then maybe he could give a gesture or a glimpse of exactly what Kenyans are expected of doing in regards to the new tax directive. Very many other. Also, it's also good to note that these Musalia Mudavadi and Karua are also sharing the podium for the first time since the elections, and therefore we also expect them to see how the change of the tone is. Remember, initially they used to come to this region when it was heated politics, and now that he's in government, we expect the change of tone and even how he's going to address issues here. On the other side, Karua, we don't know if she's also going to bring that opposition force to ask the government, to put the government on toes. We expect them to tell Musalia Mudavadi that now you have been sworn in. We expect them to ask Musalia Mudavadi to start working. And therefore, we are going to keep an eye on this, Olive, and many other issues. But just to note that we want to know if the church will actually allow these politicians to say something, or they'll be locked down upon and just be let go. So we are going to keep an eye here, we are going to keep a camp here, and we'll be giving you up to speed with everything that will happen here in our subsequent bulletin. From Bukhungu Stadium here in Kakamega County, my name is Zacchaeus Mwasame. Now it's my pleasure to direct this mantle back to you in studio, Olive.
Thank you, Mwasame. It's my pleasure to take the mantle back. As you saw there, Prime Cabinet Secretary Musalia Mudavadi, Karua in attendance. We saw Mwasame tell us that the Bishop Emeritus for Kakamega, Philip Sulumeti, was a no-nonsense man, and therefore he's not entirely certain that those politicians will be allowed to address those congregated. But also there, the Governor Fernandez Barasa and his Deputy Governor.